Hey guys, and welcome back to another flashlight review. Today we are going to be looking at the Nextorch UT11C. It's a new light that I've been messing around with now for a couple of weeks, and I've been really getting into these clip style lights lately as they're just much more easier to carry around than a lot of these headlamp options out there. And they're also very versatile because you can clip them onto your belt, just downward onto your belt like that. This sort of swivel function here. Clip it onto your bag strap. You can clip it onto your hat as well, like I was saying before, in terms of using it as a headlamp. And for me, the UT11C is the perfect portable work light that I use when I'm out filming videos, on the road, even in the glove box. And Nextorch, I noticed, market this as a rechargeable warning lights, and I think they use that terminology because it does have a red and blue flashing light mode in there as well. And I've seen in some of the advertising materials, they have a bunch of police officers that are wearing these on their shoulders. This is the box that the UT11C comes in, 170 lumens output. Got some specifications here. If you want, you can pause the video and take a look at the specs if you'd like. Pretty simple box, and you do get a USB-C charging cable with it, and also an instruction manual. But apart from that, it's about all that you get in this package. Here's a basic $2 cap that I wear around sometimes, and clips on very simply like this. Okay. Takes a little bit of encouragement to get on, but I actually like that because it means that it's quite sturdy, and I'm pulling that, with a little decent amount of strength. Okay, but look at that. I mean, very discreet and barely weighs anything at all. Definitely not going to feel this compared to a headlamp. I have a Nextorch UT41 as well, which is another type of signal light that Nextorch do, but unfortunately I've lost it. No idea where it's gone. Would have liked to do a comparison between the two, but I have another review that you can find on my channel if you want to check that one out too. Here's a little close-up of the UT11C. ABS construction. I really like the versatility of the clip here. I mainly clip it on the front of my bike helmet, my hat, when I'm out doing beam shots or videos in the dark. You don't want anything that produces too much light, especially up close. It's very uncomfortable. You want something that has more of a floody beam like this one. I really like how the clip has a bunch of these little, you'll see these little, couple little divots or protruding sections on the inner part of the clip. Okay, you can just about make it out, and the camera's not focusing. But essentially what that does is that it helps to lock in the light. So if you have it on a belt or something, that's going to get in the way, and it's not just going to fall off. So you need to pull the clip off a little bit and then pull it out, or with a little bit more force. Little bits of attention to detail like that are so important. You'll be surprised how often I just lose these types of things. This little clip as well, really cool because it allows you to swivel the light 180 degrees. So if you can imagine this light on your belt, being able to point it downwards, to the side, slightly upwards as well, really important. Same thing as if you've got it on your hat, or you might have the light on a bag. Okay, so you can kind of rotate it around as well. One of the bag straps will probably be kind of like this. Attach it to a bag strap, and so you can kind of rotate it left and right. Makes it quite versatile, and you can also detach it so easily if you want. I don't know if you just want to kind of hold on to it or something like that. The UT11C is operated just by one button here, this little rubber button, really large, quite durable, does protrude from the body a little bit. There's a little battery indicator there. It's a 3-tier battery indicator, blue, flashy blue, and red to indicate the different stages of battery charge. There's an internal 640 milliamp hour cell. Pretty decent capacity for such a little light like this. And of course on the back you've got nice onboard USB-C charging port, the rubber gasket here. Underneath the hood, this is where things get a little interesting. So I learned about COB LEDs recently. So this is a COB LED design. So essentially you've got multiple LED chips mounted in direct contact with the substrate. And over here, it's very kind of difficult to see on camera, but there are 10 LEDs, tiny little LEDs that are mounted on this yellow section here. Okay, tiny little LEDs. And you've got 3 red ones here to the side and 3 blue ones here to the side. I like how it's quite a recessed bezel as well, if you could call it a bezel really. Good thinking there, so you don't get sort of scratches or damage from it when you drop. From what I've read about these COB LED arrays, they're extremely energy efficient, so most suitable to use in smaller lights like this when battery capacity can be an issue. I do wonder if the battery is potentially in this back section here. Something like that, I wonder. So I'm going to show you how this light works. General UI demonstration. So single click is not going to activate the light. Basically it just activates this battery indicator, so you can see it's fully charged, solid blue. Okay, this is good. So it's not gonna turn on accidentally in your bag. It will stay locked. Now turn it on, you press and hold, okay, until the light comes on. You only got 2 modes in here, low and high. You just click to switch between the two, and basically click and hold to turn off. Now, if you want to access the warning light mode, press and hold this button for longer than 3 seconds. Probably not a function that I'm going to use too often. I'll get myself in trouble here in Melbourne. But if you're in an emergency situation and you just want to, I guess, attract attention or ensure people avoid an obstacle or something like that, I think this is a great little function. I'm going to press and hold again to turn it off. I ran a bunch of ceiling bounce tests with my UT11C. This is on the highest mode. And as you can see, the light starts off at 100% and immediately starts to step down. So it's a linear step down, really, and steps down to just about 40% of the overall output just after the 6-minute mark, probably 6.5 minutes. I tried to reactivate the high mode again, so just cycled, went back to low, then went back into high at the 10-minute mark, jumps up again to close to 100% output, but immediately starts to step down in a linear fashion back to that 40% mark. And I think this is pretty standard for a light like this. There's not a whole lot of heat sinking. It's all made of ABS, as you can see. So the light does need to step down as a precautionary measure. You don't want anything to burn out in there. Also ran another ceiling bounce test on the low mode, and as you can see, just holds that output past the 16-minute marks. Good sustained output in the low mode. I think that's really important, given that's probably the most used mode that you're gonna have on this light. Also ran a bunch of tests with my Opal Light Master Pro, and you can see here pretty much matches the specifications on the box. High 21 meters of throw and low 7 meters of throw. CRI is between 69 and 79, quite a large difference between both the modes, and even the CCT jumped from 5,000 to 5,600. So pretty standard figures there in terms of the CRI CCT. I think Nextorch were focusing on squeezing out a decent amount of output from such a little light like this rather than focusing on CRI. And I think that's a good choice, given that you're mainly wearing this light in your hat for visibility reasons. The light produces a very floody beam, and it is an unusual shape. Never seen this sort of shape before, but basically it produces a kind of thinner, can't really see it here on camera, but a thinner, yeah, you can, yeah, like that. You can see this sort of section there, thinner horizontal beam. And that's due to the arrangement of the LEDs. Okay, this sort of Cyclops style LED array. And yeah, you do get a lot of visibility into your peripherals, but I'd say this is definitely more of a short range light. Some considerations you'll need to be aware of. The light has a non-replaceable battery. Okay, it doesn't look like there's an easy way to get into it as well. There's no screws or anything like that. I suspect the battery here is in the back section of the light. I'm really not sure, but it looks to be one of those non-replaceable lithium polymer cells. Another thing to keep in mind is that there's no true moonlight mode on this light. Would have been nice if Nextorch fit in a 1 lumen mode. The lowest mode is 20 lumens and good enough for most purposes, but I wanted something really low. Don't have that option. I also wish it had a longer runtime on the high mode. So 2 hours is what it's rated for, but I still think that's a pretty good sustained runtime for such a small light like this. So overall, if you are looking for a lightweight, multi-purpose light that you can use as a headlamp, emergency alert beacon, general EDC light you can carry around or use around the house, I think the UT11C is a fantastic, cost-effective option. And especially when I'm wearing it on my hat when I'm out, and I often forget that it's even there. It's just so light, but the clip is quite strong, has a very firm grip onto my hat. I don't feel like it's going to fall off even when I tug onto the thing. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall off even when I tug onto it. So if you're interested in getting the Nextorch UT11C, I've left the link down in the description. You can get a special discount by using my code. If you have questions about this light, just let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you. If you enjoyed the video, found it helpful, do me a favor and click the like button because it helps to get this video out to more people. Doesn't cost you anything. And if you want to keep updated with the most recent flashlights, make sure you subscribe.
Nextorch UT11C. Nextorch UT11C, close range. I'll go for a walk.